Good morning. So there's been a lot of questions about kind of the campaign map in 1.3. What does some of the verbiage mean, etc., etc. I kind of want to go over that quickly so that people can understand the massive undertaking it does to do a campaign map. It's not just, um, texturing and stuff like that. It actually is quite a bit of work. So God bless whoever does it. So that's most likely going to be myself and Lemmy. So yeah, there's that. So that Swan made our previous campaign map, and I mean, God bless that dude, because and also with the help of Black Rose towards the end there, put in the Lord's work. It's a lot of work. You just don't really know until you're actually in it. But let's first talk about some business. Huge shout out to the Patreon members. Without you guys, truly, this game would be done. It would be over with. Um, with whatever we have right now. So your continued support is much appreciated and loved. For the public, we have continued to release kind of changes that help the stability of the mod. That was my main goal, is to give you guys a mod that's somewhat stable. Is it going to be stable for everybody? No. Is it going to be, one size fits all? No. Is it going to be compatible with everything? No. So, however, I wanted to, kind of disable a lot of the AI code changes that we made that seem to be, impacting performance, or there's a lot of questions about, or slash causing some issues or crashes, and then allowing the users to enable them, or which ones they wanted, one by one. So I've set all of them to false. I deleted the battle size. I just don't feel like it was doing what it was supposed to be doing. It caused more issues than not. um, Additionally, I do review. I mean, as you guys can see, we have 1,678 tickets. When we first started, it was 800. So, I mean, we doubled that basically. Helping out users. I do review every single one of these, and what I do is I either help or tell them. Usually I help, but like the thing is, I'm looking for is this a one or two kind of issue, or is this like a mass issue? If it's a mass issue, then I go and I fix it, right? If it's a onesie twosie issue, that's between them, that they have to diagnose themselves. So I you can instantly kind of tell that just by a load order, what they also have. And then if you like come in here, I don't know, so sorry, I wasn't prepared. Let's see. Um, if they send, give me a second. I'm just trying to find a a crash report, which you should always add if you're crashing. Like right here, this, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean to be offensive to this guy, but this does absolutely nothing for us. Like, how am I supposed to diagnose this? Like, so sending screenshots of your this, like even this, it does nothing for me, right? So like, you're gonna have to save this page right here and then upload it to this, right? So hopefully he did it. He did not. He's gonna do it when he gets home. Great, but like, just be aware, right? Like it's and this would be a perfect example. Like when I look at the full load order, if I see additional ones, like I'm already kind of like, okay, well, do I really want to spend a lot of my resources fixing this when he has other mods that could be causing the issue? But really, I mean, good lord, I'm just trying to find an XML. Not XML, and HTLM. Is that? Do I have one right here? Nope, that's a safe. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find one, and I really cannot find one. That's crazy. Maybe I should have been better prepared. Um. Anyways, I won't. If I find it later, I'll find it later. But once again, shout out to them, the Patreons. Shout out to the public for your patience. That's why I continue to update this stuff, is because of the simple fact that um, your patience with us to kind of give you a stable mod is really noticed. Um, but yeah, so that's the case. But I will say, all right, this is, if you're not paying attention, you should pay attention. At some point, which is very soon, because Rune's going to come out, I will not be able to support the public anymore, no matter what it is, because I'm going to be adding assets in, and then like I can't give those out to the public because they're going to be for development only, right? So that's at that point, like there's the mod is where it's at. So that's why I've been trying to either fix features or remove features and try to make it as um, stable as possible. So there's that, right? So all right, let's get back to the campaign map. All right, so this is the campaign map that Lemmy has done. We're all using the same height map, by the way. So let me just go pull the height map real quick and show you guys. I'm just gonna pull up my this real quick. We're all using the same. I mean, every single mod that's doing Lord of the Rings is basically using the same height map. No one has changed it. And the same vistas and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, here we go. All right, so we're all using this same height map right here. So what we do is we, load the game, we generate the terrain, and then we throw the height map on there, and this is what we get. I really wish that I could edit this height map. I'm just not good enough. I'm talking to Lemmy and Keyforce about it, but I would like to get rid of like, I'll show you. So when we go here, right, and we're just gonna click on this, and okay, so this is a 16 by 16, right? So 16 squares left or right, and then 16 squares up, right? I think vanilla, I forget if vanilla is something too. And then there's node size. So each one of these nodes are a size too that I forget. So I think vanilla is also 16 by 16 and maybe 128 node size or something like that. So I forget off the top of my head, but like this is very important for AI. It's very important to try to keep it as close to vanilla as possible because once again, the code is doing a lot of distance calculations and other things that you just don't know when we were building the first map. Our other map is 16 by 16, but 255 node size, so it's the biggest node size, 16 by 16. So yeah, it's pretty large. So with that being said, there's a lot of space here that is not ever going to be used. Now we have plans to probably add islands that are probably going to be not in the books or not in the lore just to be able to fill out this space over here. But like, look at this. This is probably one, two, three by whatever that is, 7, 3 by 7. That's not being used. That won't probably ever be used. Besides, maybe if we add boats and hose over there. And then when we get back over here, I don't know why it's being so slow. But when we get look at this. Everything north of those mountain ranges will not. This is the frozen waste. It will never be used. So 1, 2, 3, 3. Let's just go 3 to be safe. And like basically 13. So we got 3 by 13 space here, and we got a 7 by 3 space down there that basically not going to be used. There's nothing that's going to be there. Now Lemmy has it there for a reason. Because of it just looks good, so you don't have to use outer meshes and stuff like that. But from a performance standpoint, like I'm always thinking about those kind of things, performance, the usefulness. Like, do I really want something on the map that's not going to be useful ever? Never going to be like visited or really looked at, but we'll discuss those things. So now we're doing, as you can see, this is Gundor. It's very mountainous. From a height map perspective. So we're gonna have to kind of rearrange this because there's no space. Like this space down here, this is what I was telling Lemby today, and this is what we're gonna figure out. Is like there's really no space. It's very tight to get that stuff in, and we're already downsizing the icon sizes and stuff like that. That's what most people do, by the way, is they just downsize the scale of everything. So this is like the real scale of vanilla right here. And then ours is like smaller than that. So as you can see, right? So let's talk about these things. These are map icons, the settlement icons specifically. So let me just open up this one. This is a town. So when I say, hey, there's levels to this, right? Like I have to you have to build each and every single level. This is what I'm talking about. So they have the siege, right? So I can enable the siege. Is it enabled? Yes, it is enabled. So the siege is down there. Oh, sorry. Let me just now change my camera size or my speed, excuse me. So you see what those blue boxes are, those are volume boxes, but the short of it is that's where the siege is. This is actually sitting a little bit too high, so I'd have to drop it down a little bit. It's going to drop down the whole thing. Okay, so I would have to like manually drop all these down. So let's talk about levels. So you got level 1, level 2, level 3, right? And even in here, you have a whole bunch of map icons and other stuff that makes up this map. And each one of these have a level 2, right? So like when you're upgrading from level 1 to level 2 to level 3, those visual changes are all controlled in here. So guess what I have to do? You see all those map icons and all this other nonsense. For each level, I have to basically duplicate those and remove what I want, or change what I want, right? So that's crazy, right? So like right here, they basically all they did was change the walls, the gatehouse, and the towers for each level. Some people changed some of them changed the whole mesh, the like all the houses, the tents, the boats, the docks, etc., etc. So like that's what we're talking about. Like each one of these is filled with tiny objects that you have to import yourself, right? You have to import this stuff in. Let's see if I can get the editor or the inspector open. Give me a second. It is open. Where are you? Oh, it's over here, right? Like you have to set all this stuff up. Every single one of those little things you see right there, you have to set up, right? And you have to put the mesh on it, and stuff like that for each level. Now that's each settlement, whether it's a village, whether it's a castle, whether it's a town, a bandit hideout, all that stuff that you have to do. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I have to do for basically 800 settlements. We have roughly 800 settlements, so I have to do this 800 times. So instead, what I did was I said, fuck that bullshit. And shout out to Timber and Swan who did this originally. Like Timber made each map icon with 3 levels, and planned that out, and he was meticulous about it. And God bless him. And Swan was the original person that had to do this. And then additionally, you have to set up the siege too for each level. So it's even more than that. Okay, so what I did was, if I click on here, this is MT. What I did was I deleted all that stuff, right? So all of those map icons besides the siege are gone. We have one mesh instead of having 100 different meshes and objects. We have one object that's here that is the city and it's not going to upgrade. This is MT. It's going to be level 3 forever. Even if you demolish it, it's still going to look the same, just because, like, no thank you, I'm not doing all that work. You're not worth it. So there it is, right? So there's I only did level 3, but what we can do is down here is when we go to visibility parameters upgrade, all of them are on. So when you're sieging, I don't have to do, basically level. It will count for every single level, is what I'm trying to say. So let's see, is this? Let me go to base, right? So, and that's how we control visibility, is kind of clicking those things on and clicking them off. But also, if you open up this thing, it's kind of frozen right now. Give me a second. I might have to restart my computer before work here. But anyways, what I was trying to show was, like, even the siege icons, there's, for attacker and defenders, there's level 1, level 2, level 3 that you have to place. And each, like, so there's 4 siege engines on the defense. You have to place basically 12 objects and make sure that they're right. Now there's ways to do it, right? You can set one up, right click, duplicate them all, and then set to level 2, and then duplicate, set to level 3. But these may, like, if you're doing like a vanilla one, these may change. Once again, you've seen me do those objects, right? Each one of those objects, they upgrade the walls, the towers, the gatekeepers, the gatekeeps, etc., etc., etc. Each one of those may change, like maybe level 2 to level 3, they move the towers back or forward or whatever they did. They're bigger, they're smaller. Now you have to go back in and kind of hammer those things out. So that is basically, and then I'm not even talking about the nav mesh that I have to do for the whole map again, which I don't mind. I don't mind doing nav mesh, but that's basically what we have to do. I have to place all these settlements. I have to set them up correctly so that they don't crash in game. That's why, like some of the in the very beginning, if you guys remember, even sometimes now, you'll see that like you'll get an error when sieging a specific settlement. It's because one of these things are not clicked correctly, or it's clicked too much or whatever, right? So one of these boxes over here, is not working correctly, especially if you get like the index error when you're sieging. Index is like out of array or out of something. It just means that one of the walls is jacked up. It has something that on it. So that's why. So this basically is to simplify all that, because like once again, Swan did his amazingness and he set this up per level for every single settlement on the map. And maybe he ticked a box that level 1 and level 2 and level 2. What I mean by that is like he has a level 1 wall. He clicked on over here that to show level 1 and level 2. Then when he went and duplicated it, like he clicked off level 1, and so he made a little bit of a boo-boo, or I made a boo-boo because I did some of these too, or whoever else made a boo-boo. It's just that one little thing could crash the game. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's very tedious work, but I'm trying to show this to people so that they can get educated on all the work that it takes. People just kind of go into the game, they're like, oh wow, like look at it, it's done, it's amazing, or it's a work in progress, or this isn't working, or that isn't doing anything. And I'm like, guys, like, there's a lot of work just to get to this point. There's a lot of work that's going to have to happen to get this map to 1.3.13 or wherever, the 12, whatever the heck I think we're at, that people just don't see. It's like hours and hours and months of work to get it fine-tuned into where we want it to be. Like I think it took Swan almost a year to do the last map, right? And I understand why. It's because of all this 800 settlements, XMLs, nav meshing, terrain. That even that could take days to get the terrain right. And now finally it opens. Like Jesus, I'm gonna have to probably restart my computer. But yeah, so you guys can start to see this stuff, right? And then I have to change out all of those settlement, and then I have to go add capsules, and we'll talk about that a little bit later when I get to it. And then like for other kind of performance issues, things that we have to do. So if you ever wanted to understand this, and like really open it up and start digging in, what I would highly recommend is open it up the editor, just editor normal with just the basic mods, and go to the map, right? So I would click on it and show you, and then just launch the vanilla map. So there's a main map. Actually, I'll show you here instead. If you go here, you go, I think it's sandbox. Let me just double check so I'm not crazy. So you come here, I think you go to scene objective. Yeah, it is sandbox. All right, we're just going to make this a little bit smaller. We come down here. So when you're in the editor, just navigate to this folder and main menu, main map, excuse me, main map. Open up this. Open up sorry, my mic wanted to power off. That's weird. So yeah, so open up this scene right here, just like by opening it. You click over here, you open up, you navigate to where this is, and you open up this scene. You'll launch the vanilla scene. I highly recommend that you don't touch anything in there, as in like don't change anything. If you do, just don't save it. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, you're not going to be able to know. Unless you launch the game. But like just when you're done messing around, just don't save it. Just exit out. Just don't hit that save button, right? So that you'll be fine. There's other things that you have to do in anyways, but like if you do hit that save button, you might as well just delete that folder and verify your files so it re-downloads it again. So, but if you ever want to look at what it takes to build a campaign map, go and do that, and then look at all of the objects that they placed, all the things that they did. So like there's really no excuse, in my opinion, for someone to say that, oh, I can't do something, right? Like you can. 2 years ago in November, I knew nothing about any of this, and a year later, a year and some change later, right? A year and like 2 months later, I basically touched everything but animations, right? I'm now into seeding. which is a blast. Just kidding. So like the last thing I really have to learn is probably animations, and then I'm pretty well rounded in how this all works. Um, but yeah, so like my last thing is kind of doing more scening because you have and like each one of those kind of processes you learn more. I'll probably learn way more redoing this map than I did last time. Shortcuts, easy ways to do things, bad ways to do things. Even with nav meshing, I'm still learning some stuff. So yeah, like you don't have to nav mesh the whole map. You just have to nav mesh the whole campaign map. That's what I used to do. I used to nav mesh the whole campaign map, but now I don't. Just because you don't have to do that. But like that, anyways, there's each one of those processes you learn. You learn more in coding, you learn more in XMLs, you learn more in scening. The more you do it, there are like very specialized people in this industry that only do scening, that only do these things. In order to be a project manager, you have to touch everything. You have to, because like when something goes wrong, I'm probably the only one that knows exactly where it is. And all of the files were and that stuff, as I should be, right? Um, but yeah, so uh, that's kind of all of that. With that being said, once again, huge shout out to Patreons for continuing to support us. Huge shout out to the community for your patience and your kind of love of the mod. Your guys' comments keep us going. Your guys' feedback keeps us going. Um, I try to. I've been very busy. Now I'm going to be very busy in real life. I've been very busy the last couple of weeks. I'm about to be even more busier. I'm about to have a child here in probably like 23 days. Um, and so like my time to kind of fix things or my time to respond to people or whatever is going to obviously take a significant drop. But the team's still working. We still have things planned, things going on. Continue to look at the dev blogs, continue to look at the newsletters. But yeah, so that's kind of, I just wanted to quickly talk about the campaign map, that entails. Um, yes, we do have a good start here, but there's a lot more work to do. And additionally, we're working with Lemmy right now to kind of fix these issues before we commit. Because once we commit, then it's basically over, right? I mean, the campaign map just becomes what it is. Um, so that's what we're working on right now, is like try to get this as perfect as possible. I don't like the unused space. Lemmy kind of likes the unused space for various different reasons, but we'll see what happens. With that being said, Haterade, Tales from the Age of Men, campaign map, questions answered. Yeah, so take it easy.